on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe and that little bell to follow along on our Nova Scotia adventures.
Yeah, so like our last few videos, this video is in partnership with Tourism Nova Scotia. Today is a super exciting day. I know in the last video, if you watched it, we tasted a little bit of wine here in the Annapolis Valley. Today is totally devoted to wine. We are on a tour with Grape Escapes. I think we're on like a wine and lunch tour, something like that. So we're going to do 3 stops today. Our very first stop is an absolutely stunning property. It's called Luckett Vineyards.
Just wait until you guys see this property. The building's amazing. The view here is out of this world. There's something super special in the middle. Hopefully we get to show you that.
Right, we are off to a quick start. They brought us right inside and we're doing a tasting starting with the rosé. Nice and light colored rosé. It's not overly pink, just a little bit of a blush color. It's very pretty.
It seems like rosés are very popular. Every winery around here seems to have them.
Definitely they seem to have them. And I know we drink them a lot in, say, like Greece and Croatia and that kind of area, and they end up being, I'd say, a little bit sweeter and like super, super, super pink. So I'm probably gonna like this a little bit more just because I tend to like a dry rosé, and I feel like maybe I'm wrong here, the lighter color, maybe the drier it is. And we are immediately on to wine number 2. This is a Riesling. It was released just today. How lucky of us to get to try it. We heard a little bit of a description of it. It's supposed to have some honeysuckle flavors to it and very acidic on the finish. And she was saying if you're used to a German Riesling, this will be a little bit more acidic than that.
Oh, I have to try it. I think she also said that there's some flavors of honey. It's like acidic, light to drink. Yeah. We never go for a Riesling.
I never do, but it's really light and nice. A little bit of like a fruity flavor to it, a little bit dry. It's nice.
So the inside of this place is just a dream. The decor inside Luckett's makes you not even want to leave the building, but you're going to want to because the view outside is absolutely incredible.
We have quite the beautiful view here for lunch. We're just waiting for our food to arrive. We ordered each at Tidal Bay. For those of you not from Nova Scotia, you probably never heard of Tidal Bay. It's actually a wine totally distinct to Nova Scotia. You cannot call a wine Tidal Bay if it's not actually from here. It goes through a process, a vetting process, I guess. And
it's kind of like champagne.
It's like champagne. You can't call champagne champagne outside of France, basically, or the Champagne region. So I can't even begin to tell you the types of grapes that go into making a Tidal Bay. I think it's up to 30 different types, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But it's described as light, lively, airy, and aromatic.
I think we need to try it.
It smells nice.
In this setting, it's going to taste even better, I would think. Just look at that behind us, that view.
Nice and light, nice and crisp. It's slightly aromatic on the finish. It's quite lovely.
Are we going to buy a bottle on the way out?
We might.
So check it out, we got some lunch already. Believe it or not, this is included in our tour. This little guy is a chicken panini, and there's a beautiful salad there. Anna's gonna try that in a second. I decided to go for a gourmet grill cheese. Check that out, you guys. This, I'm told, has Cow's Old Cheddar in it. Cow's is a brand from the Maritimes here. I absolutely love their old cheddar, and I'm told there's some Gouda in here. Look at that, it looks like a perfect grilled cheese. Yes, yes, yes. That is grilled to perfection. I love the cheese. I already sold you on the cheese, I think. We have some great cheese around here. There's also, what I didn't know, caramelized onions on there. So it gives a bit of sweetness, and it turns out to be like one of the better sandwiches, better grilled cheeses I've had. The bread is nice and crispy, and on the inside it's nice and fluffy. I don't think you could possibly ask for a better grilled cheese.
All right, so my turn. I got a chicken panini. It kind of looks like a Tuscan-style chicken panini. Maybe some pesto on there, some tomatoes, some sort of greens, ciabatta. Or no, that would be focaccia bread. It's delicious. It smells delicious.
I'm gonna say this looks like a 100% legit panini. Look at that. Look at the chicken almost like falling out there.
That is legit. Really, really fresh. Delicious. Nice seasoning on there. Tomatoes are like grilled or like maybe slightly sun-dried or something like that. This goes really nicely. Good lunch. So this is the surprise we were talking about. In the middle of the vineyards, you will find a phone booth, or as Pete Luckett, the owner, who is British, would call it, a phone box. It actually came here from Britain. Check it out.
Honestly, have you ever seen a phone booth in a vineyard, let alone this kind?
Yeah, and if it wasn't COVID times, you can actually go in, and I've heard rumors, and I don't know if this is true, that normally when you could go in, you can call anywhere in the world.
Really?
That's what I've heard. The grounds here are absolutely amazing. I still can't believe this stuff exists in Nova Scotia. I grew up here. I know we keep saying this in all our videos, like, I can't believe this is here. We've been here before, but like, it's just so beautiful. The vineyards. We've been to so many different wine regions around the world, and this is just as beautiful as any of them.
Just to mention what some of those are. I mean, we've been to Chile's wine region, Italy, Argentina, Napa Valley, and I can tell you Nova Scotia is coming along with wine. There's still a long way to go, but it is amazing for where we are. We're in the north. We're not in the warmest climate in the world, but we are making some superb wine.
But if you're a wine fan, definitely make the pilgrimage here.
Yes.
So we are at the next stop. It's called Benjamin Bridge. Out of the stops we're doing today, it's actually one that we've never been to before, and it's a really, really beautiful spot. Loads of vineyards. I had no idea it was so big. We come down to sort of below the hill. We have a private little area out in the open where we're getting to taste some wine, starting off with a sparkling, and that's kind of what they're known for and what their kind of goal is. She actually, we just got a little bit of an intro, and she said their goal here is to create traditional method sparklings that can compete with champagne. Lofty goal.
So right now we are just walking through the beautiful vineyard here, and we are sipping on some Tidal Bay. Anna's holding mine because I'm holding.
No, I have two.
We have two and I have none. It's delicious wine, I have to say, and it's just neat. This beautiful location is in a valley within Annapolis Valley. We're in Gaspereau.
Gaspereau Valley, yes. We had a phone box, and here we have a vending machine, although it's not functioning. It's just kind of pretty in the middle of the fields.
Hang on a second, look at this.
Yeah.
That's a vineyard, vending machine, vineyard.
I love it.
I've never seen something like this either.
Yeah, so we have strict liquor laws here, so we can't use it, but in other parts of the world you could actually go to a vending machine and buy liquor. We have Colleen here. She's our fearless leader of the day, our tour guide. She's going to tell us a little bit about Grape Escapes.
So Grape Escapes, we run wine tours all throughout Nova Scotia, primarily up here in the Annapolis Valley. Leaving from Halifax, we offer tours 7 days a week, May through October, often with lunch included on the tours, 3 wineries, lots of wine on the tours, as you can attest to. Yeah.
And honestly, it's been amazing so far. We're having a blast.
And we're going to put a link below, so if anyone wants to book a tour, they can do that.
Yeah.
Last stop of the day, we are now at Domaine de Grand Pré. We've been here before for like a wedding a while ago.
And they have a really great restaurant. We won't be eating today. We already had lunch, obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're in the area, definitely come eat at the restaurant. It's highly recommend.
Check out the views here. The vines are out of this world. The view behind that in the background, you just see the basin. You get a good sense of the valley. All of these vineyards are so stunning. Okay, we are now here with Flynn, and we're going to try some wine, but we're trying red wine this time, and I'm surprised about that because I always thought red wines, weren't very good in Nova Scotia. At least that's what I heard, but you were telling me otherwise.
Yeah, I guess that may have been in the past, especially when we were sort of starting out as a wine region. We are, I guess you would consider still to be an emerging wine region, but the thing that's come a long way is the grape variety. So it's knowing sort of what to plant and where to plant it. And so what we have in the glass here is our 2018 Marquette, and as you can see in the glass, that it's quite light. And what's really interesting about this grape is it's related to Pinot Noir. It's said to actually be the grandchild of that grape. So you do get a lot of those Pinot Noir-esque sort of fruit notes.
That's the first thing I've noticed. Like, I don't know a whole lot about wine. We drink enough to be somewhat familiar with reds, especially, and it looks light like a Pinot. It seems like a good summer wine. I'm going to try it and try to figure out what's in here, but I never am good at this. It's light. It's very refreshing for a summer wine. It's tasty. It's hard to pick out. You know, I immediately want to go to, is there cherries in here?
Sure.
There is?
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Definitely a cherry note.
Yeah.
I get more strawberry and like
Strawberry.
raspberry as well, but I think if you're in that general red fruit zone, you're not on the wrong path for that.
So if you're coming to Nova Scotia and you're going to come to Annapolis Valley to try some wines, make sure you don't just try the whites. I know we're a little more known for that. Make sure you check out these reds because they've been exceptional. All right, so did you have a good time exploring these vineyards today?
So much fun, really fantastic wine, good food, good company. It was great.
So now, this isn't the end of the video. We got a few more things to show you that are really unique to the valley if you're coming here. It's not all about wine. There's some pretty special places. You'll see like very soon.
So it is the next day. It's actually quite chilly and windy today. I hope
Very
you guys
windy.
can hear us. It's super windy. But we came to another place that is an absolute must-do if you're coming to this area. It's called the Lookoff.
Yeah, this place is epic. As you can see, the views are out of this world, and it will give you a better idea of just how this whole valley region works. You'll see the Minas Basin, you'll see farms, you'll see just how green this area is. It's one of those things you have to do if you're coming here.
So it's only about 20 minutes outside of Wolfville, so a super easy little excursion. From here, we are on, I guess, the North Mountain, so you can, like Trevor said, you can really see like how the valley works, and over there would be the South Mountain. You can also get a really good view of the Bay of Fundy and the Minas Basin, and see kind of how the tides are. I think at the moment it's about halfway out, so another few hours from now it's going to be a lot muddier than that as well.
All right, we're going back in the car. It's way too windy and cold.
It's cold.
So I planned on coming up here and flying the drone. I would have been able to give you guys an epic view, but of course, what the wind gusts I think are like 50 or 60 kilometers or something like that, so that would have been bye-bye drone, see you later. So maybe in the future we'll come back here because it's an amazing view. But now we're going to one more spot that we hear is pretty cool. It's probably going to be cold though because it's a little closer to the ocean. So welcome to Baxter's Harbor, everyone. It is so windy out. I know we said that already. I think the microphone's gonna work today though, because I tested the footage from the previous scene. But this place is pretty, I'm almost getting blown over by the wind, pretty magical. There's these rock formations everywhere.
Yeah, I never knew this was here. I actually never knew this place even existed until recently. I saw just some random people posting stuff about it, and I was like, oh wow, this place looks amazing.
Yeah.
I had no idea the rock formations were like this, though. It's really cool.
The reason we came down here is because there's a waterfall that way. We're gonna show you in a minute. But just this alone, this was kind of unexpected, so it's really neat to see all these formations.
Neat. So as you can see, there's water beside me. That's actually the stream from the waterfall, and then the Bay of Fundy is directly behind us. It looks super crazy, like right now. I can't get over it. I don't know if I've ever seen it like that. It's so windy out. Like coming up in the air, splashing, everything. It's also almost low tide. I think it's low tide in like another hour. So if you came at high tide, I honestly don't know how close you can get to the waterfall, or if the water comes totally up or not.
So one thing I have to say, well, we've been to a lot of countries, like close to 50. We've seen our fair share of waterfalls. There's not too many that we have seen before where it runs into the ocean. That's what's happening here. So this one is a special waterfall. Wow. Here we were thinking the wine was the best thing about the Annapolis Valley, and lo and behold.
This place is unbelievable. I actually can't get over these rock formations. So a few videos ago, we went whale watching on the Bay of Fundy when we were in Digby. You should go back and watch that if you haven't already. But I'm so glad it wasn't this windy. I don't know if you guys can see the white caps on that water, but it's crazy. We found the waterfall, and look how pretty it is. I love how it trickles down into this pond and all the rocks and everything. everything. It has been a really, really dry summer, so I think there'd normally be quite a bit more water coming down. There just isn't any, it's just really, really dry. But it's super pretty, I love it.
I can't get over the setting here. The waterfall to me looks to be about 30, 40 feet high, maybe 50 feet high. And we are just surrounded by these enormous cliffs. And you have the pond at the bottom. The wind is actually, we're a bit sheltered here right now, which is nice, but I want to come back already when there's like a lot of water coming through, because I can't imagine what this would normally look like.
And I also can't believe we've been in Nova Scotia, lived in Nova Scotia our whole lives and never been here before.
I think it's something we're learning about Nova Scotia in general. It's filled with waterfalls. I think in maybe one other video, maybe we'll link to it, we checked out a waterfall in Cape Breton, which was magical, but entirely different than this one.
Totally different, yeah.
So the Bay of Fundy, as you can probably tell, is an absolutely fascinating place. There's so much to do here, and it just has so many interesting facts, one of them being the highest tides in the world.
Yeah, and it's funny because people say the highest tides in the world, but what I think of when I think of the Bay of Fundy is how far it goes out. You can't really tell from here. It goes out quite a bit here, but over on the other side, like Parsbro and that kind of area, it goes out for miles and miles, and you can almost not even see the water when it's fully out.
One of the first times she took me to Parsbro, her father has a cottage over there, she told me about these high tides, and when we got there, the tide was in, and it just looked like an ocean to me. Then the next day, well, I think it was like 11 hours later, I can't remember how long it takes, the ocean was gone. All it was mud, and that's when I realized, like, whoa, that's what they mean by highest tides in the world. But when they're low, that's when it's really cool.
Yeah, and then it creates also these incredible rock formations that we got to see today. There's also loads of fossils, so a lot of people come here to go fossil hunting. So really, we could probably do a whole video about the Bay of Fundy. And
we'll probably come back and do more, but we're gonna end the video right here today. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That really supports us. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If there's any spots you know around here, around this part of the valley that we should go to, or others, comment on that.
And also let us know, have you tried Nova Scotia wine? Do you know that Nova Scotia has this thriving wine area as well?
Yeah.
We'd love to know.
It's like Canada's new wine country, I have to say.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it.
From Annapolis Valley, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.